Welcome to Leverage Points for Transition. This course focuses on the leverage points in systems thinking. Leverage points refer the transition of the systems. Now we are going to explore using leverage points in systems thinking. By the end of this lecture, you will have a comprehensive understanding of what leverage points are and how they can be employed to effect transition within complex systems. You will also be equipped to answer some fundamental questions regarding systems thinking and leverage points. Let's dive into the world of leveraging transition within systems. Leverage points. Transition in systems happens with leverage points. Leverage points are variables that we can control within the system. For example, increasing or decreasing the number of sustainability trainings in a company is a variable that managers can control. However, employee resistance is not a variable that managers can directly change in their own hands. Leverage points are points of power or influence in a complex system. A small change here can trigger a larger change in the structure, function, or behavior of the system. These are not necessarily obvious or visible and can vary depending on the perspective and purpose of the intervention. Donella Meadows, a pioneer of systems thinking and sustainability, proposed a list of 12 leverage points in order of increasing effectiveness, from constants and parameters to goals and paradigms. He argued that the higher the leverage point, the deeper and more permanent the change would be, but also the more difficult and controversial the intervention would be. Places to intervene in a system, leverage points. The leverage points on this list are ranked from the strongest to the least strong effect. 12. Constants, parameters, numbers, such as subsidies, taxes, standards. 11. Flows, sensitivity to change. What is the difference between a lake and a river? The lake is like a big bathtub with slow inflows and exits, while the river is like a small bathtub with very fast flow. In causal relationships within system loops, the influence of concepts on each other is sometimes fast and sometimes slow. Concepts are different in terms of sensitivity. Change-sensitive variables that we can control are easy points of change. 10. Intersection points, organization, transportation networks, population age structures, etc. The design of a system is a structure created by causal relationships between real events. Intersections in this structure can be leverage points for change. 9. Delayed feedbacks. Feedback can cause delays in loops. This, in turn, are critical determinants of system behavior. Oscillations in feedback are common causes of problems in setting policies. If you're trying to adjust a health state to your goal, but you're only getting delayed information about what the health is, you've exceeded or understated your goal. In this case, the speed of feedback is an important leverage point. 8. Negative feedbacks. People generally don't want to hear negative information. However, their negative feedback is an important leverage point. To improve the self-correcting capabilities of a system, it is necessary to control negative feedback variables in order to manage transition. For example, preventive medicine, exercise, and good nutrition are leverage points to strengthen our body's ability to fight diseases. Doctors' checkups give us an important transition power in the face of negative feedback. 7. Earnings brought by positive feedback. Positive behaviors motivate people to act in the same direction. Eating creates an important sense of taste in people. Good food is enjoyed by everyone. However, if we control this, the result will not be positive at all. This feeling is a point of leverage. If we allow it to increase continuously, we will eventually open the door to many diseases. 6. Structure of information flows. Information flows are a separate lever point. Knowing the value of a variable in a system loop is a notification of how an intervention can be made for administrators. For example, public disclosure of the amount of carbon emissions is a leverage point for industrial organizations' green transformation pressures. 5. Rules of the system, such as incentives, penalties, restrictions. The rules introduced within the designs of the systems are leverage points. Prescriptive makers are the determinants of the behavior of the system. If you come to work late, you will be fired, or if you work, you will succeed. 4. the power to add, modify, improve, or self-organize the system structure. The most amazing thing that living systems and some social systems can do is to completely change themselves by creating brand new structures and behaviors. In biological systems, this force is called evolution. In human economies, this is called technical progress or social revolution. In system language, this is called self-organization. 3. Objectives of the system. Even the people inside the systems often don't realize which whole system goal they are serving. Most companies say that you need to make a profit, but this is just a rule, a necessary condition to stay in the game. What is the purpose of the game? To grow, to increase market share, to bring the world, customers, suppliers, regulators, under the control of more and more institutions, thus making their operations even more protected from uncertainty. 2. The mentality or paradigm in which the system, its objectives, structure, rules, lags, parameters, emerges. Paradigms are the source of systems. From these come system goals and information flows, feedback, stocks, flows, and everything else related to systems, from shared social agreements about the nature of reality. 1. The power to transcend paradigms. There is still a higher leverage point than even changing a paradigm. It's about keeping oneself independent in the arena of paradigms, remaining flexible, realizing that no paradigm is right, that everyone, including the one that sweetly shapes your own worldview, has an extremely limited understanding of an enormous and amazing paradigm, a universe far beyond human comprehension. To understand the paradigm that paradigms exist on an instinctive level is to see that it is itself a paradigm, and to see all this awareness as devastatingly funny. This is letting go of what Buddhists call enlightenment, not knowing. Leveraging leverage points requires the design and implementation of interventions that can effectively and efficiently change the behavior and outcomes of the system in the desired direction. To do this, you need to consider the context, purpose, scope, scale, and time horizon of your intervention, as well as potential unintended consequences, side effects, and resistance from the system or stakeholders. It is also important to monitor and evaluate the results of your intervention. Examples of leveraging leverage points include changing the rules or incentives that govern system behavior, developing or weakening feedback loops that regulate system behavior, creating or modifying information flows that inform system behavior, changing the goals or objectives that drive system behavior, and transforming the system. Paradigms or mindsets that shape the behavior of the system. Leverage points are important for understanding and influencing complex systems. By identifying and leveraging points of impact, you can avoid wasting time and resources on interventions that have little or no impact, as well as achieve more significant and lasting changes in the system's behavior, or in other words, transition. It can also help to develop analytical reasoning skills, systems thinking abilities, encourage collaboration, and encourage innovation. All of these benefits can be achieved by engaging with various stakeholders and exploring different scenarios and possibilities for transitions. Leverage points are points of power. Leverage points are not intuitive, or if so, we intuitively use them backwards, systematically making them worse in whatever problems we are trying to solve. In order to find the leverage point in a loop, it is enough to look at the leverage points we have listed before submission. Training is the most effective leverage point in the loop, consisting of sustainability education and sustainability activities, because education has the power to change the paradigm. In conclusion, leveraging change within systems through the identification and strategic use of leverage points is a powerful tool in systems thinking. By recognizing where to intervene to create meaningful change, we can navigate the complexities of our interconnected world and drive positive transformations. Thank you for your attention, and I encourage you to explore the concept of leverage points further to unlock the potential for meaningful change within the systems you encounter.